The only investment so far right now that is insured in Nigeria, when I mean insured as per the tax, based on the taxes, you are not going to pay any taxes on the proceeds you get from this investment or on the profit you make from this investment, is your federal government bond and your state bonds. All right, those bonds, whatever proceeds you get from it, whatever gains you get from it, will not be taxed. Especially because most bonds are long-term bonds, so those long-term bonds will not be taxed. However, if you trade your bonds in the secondary market, so people are afraid that will that be taxed? Also, no. The government does not tax those bonds. All right, so that's the only investment, direct investment, that the government does not tax your profit in. So if you have bonds and income come from your bonds, just have the evidence when you're filing your taxes. You don't have to pay tax on your bond. But then somebody may ask, what about treasury bills? You know, treasury bills are going to be taxed in the new tax dispensation. They're going to be 10% withholding. We, the bank, will even collect before they give you your profit. Remember, treasury bonds are discounted, so they give you your profit or they give you your interest before they give you your capital at the date of maturity. All right, so they take 10% of it. So normally they weren't taxing treasury bills before, but now under the new regime, it's going to be taxed. All right, so treasury bills is going to be taxed, bonds are not going to be taxed. Then money mutuals, maybe mutual funds and all that, they're going to be taxed. 10% is going to be taken, not from your capital, not from the money you invested, but from the profit you make. It's just, so it's your capital minus your new total minus the capital, and that's the profit. So it's that profit that will be taxed, not your entire not your entire funds. All right, it's just that profit. So don't get scared. Let me give you a typical example. Let's say you put 1 million in the treasury bills of, let me say, 15%. So treasury bill 15% is what? 150,000. So instead of them giving you 150,000, they will remove 10% from it, which is 15,000. So it will be given off. That's what we remove from 150,000, leaving 135,000. So by the time the institutions remove their small money, so you may be getting 134 something, 133 something as your money. So withholding has been taken. Withholding is a tax. It's your tax already that government has taken from the source. So you don't have to pay tax on that again because it's been taken already. That's what withholding means. It's been taken from the source. And once it's been taken from the source, that money is taxed. That money, they've already paid the tax, so it's gone. So bettors and other stuff like that, that's what they do. They take the money from the source so that you don't have to pay taxes on that again. So if you are filing your returns at the end of the year and this money came from gains from treasury bills, interest and all that, you are not expected to pay tax on that again because it's been taken from the source. But if the money came in from bonds, the income came in from bonds and the rest, you are not expected to pay because the government leaves them away from the tax bracket. So there's a forever tax holiday for government bonds, so that government is using that to encourage investors to invest more money in long-term government bonds. All right, but every other investments, the profit you make from them will be taxed by the government in the new dispensation. The only thing that will not be taxed in case of businesses is people that are doing agro-related business that are registered. Private Limited Liability Companies, they are registered. So for the first 5 years, you have a tax holiday. You are not going to be taxed as per your profit, and everything will not be taxed. Even VAT, you're not expected to pay because VAT on your equipment, you're not expected to pay, and VAT from your sales because you're selling foodstuff, livestock, and all that. Everything related to agro, food production, animal rearing, and all that, you are tax-free for the first 5 years. So even if you make 1 billion, 10 billion, and all that, the government wouldn't take any taxes from you because you are tax-free for the first 5 years. After the first 5 years, then of course you start paying taxes for that. All right, so those of you who are going to the agro sector know this in advance so that you prepare yourself. And those of you that have been dilly-dallying, maybe wanted to go into the sector and you're in and out like that, this could be an encouragement. Why? The government is doing it to encourage people to go into agriculture and do more of that. So this is so much in one, but I guess let me just share with you so that you learn about it, to know, let me see, what should be taxed on, what is tax-free, and businesses that are not taxed for the first 5 years. So these are the allowances that the new tax dispensation gives us from 2026 upward. If you have any questions, any comments, feel free to share and put in the comment section. Feel free to share these videos out there. A lot of people don't know this, so they can learn as well. You can subscribe if you feel this is worth it. All right, you can click the notification buttons if you want to get my videos when they come out again, because I talk about finances, I talk about business and personal development around those things, education. Those are things I talk about. To just share the little knowledge we have, to share it out there so that people can take advantage of them and make good use of them. All right, they don't need gatekeeping information like this, so that we can all learn and share. And of course, if you have a counter objective, counter perspective, let us know in the comment section respectfully, and we can discuss as well. We're all learning and we're sharing every day. All right, have a nice day. Happy 2026. See you in my next video.